Why are these varieties becoming so popular? That's the question I've got running around in my head. So I'm sat here fishing. I'm not really catching much. I'm a bit bored. I thought, what the perfect time to go over into the polytunnel. Let's get the bowl out and I will show you some proper koi that I believe everybody will like. Maybe. In the bowl. The water is 8.6 degrees, so hopefully these fish are going to be pretty easy to catch because they're not always in this pond. Getting the net in, they can be a bit tricky to catch. But yeah, these koi varieties, I don't know, I've always loved the single coloured fish. The sort of Nongo Sankey varieties are beautiful, and for me, I don't know, I just find them easy. I like growing them. I like big fish. I'm not saying you can't have big Go Sankey, of course you can, but obviously they're a lot harder to keep, and I think they're a lot harder to grow and get the special ones that make really big fish. To be honest, it's hard enough getting single coloured fish big, and when I say big, 90 cm plus, definitely. But yeah, the water here now is beautiful. It's looking nice and clear. The fish are really enjoying the winter. I know they have it really hot in here in the summer. Water temperature can get sort of 27, 29 degrees for quite a long period of time. And I think these bigger fish, I just think a downtime period of colder water doesn't really do them any harm. I must admit, we've had some crazy weather out here in France recently. The lake froze solid. We had snow everywhere, we've had ice, we've had a week where it was probably, -6 most nights. And the pond water temperature did drop down to 3 degrees. I've got no heating at all in here. It's purely polytunnel. If the sun comes out, it warms up a bit. And like you say, during the winter it does get cold in here, but at the moment I've got no plans for heating it. I have thought about putting an air source heat pump on, but there's one of those running the outside pond that has got the smaller fish in. I'll give you a little update of those at the end of the video. But for the time being, I'm going to get the net. And let's have a look at one or two of these in the bowl. We've not touched them throughout the summer. We did have a little measure up last year of them. But yeah, I think they'll be looking pretty cool at the moment. And hopefully they've grown a little bit. So let's have a look. This is definitely one of my favourites. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, when you look at the scales down the back and along the lateral line, it's just symmetry and perfection. Serious koi, this one. Even though it really is just a nice ghost carp in my eyes. I believe it's maybe a Kin Makashiogon. Can't quite remember. A King Kabuto, I suppose it could be. All is what I know is beautiful. I think this would do really good at a koi show. We'll get a measure. I think I bought it as knee size. Had it a couple of years now. Yeah, I can't quite remember how big it was last year. We'll have a look. So let's get the measure out and take a look. Got a feeling it was 69 last year, I think. About 70. Yeah, about 74 cm. So I think with me thinning the fish down this summer coming, there'll be a lot less fish in the main pond. A lot more room. They're going to have the new Aloe Aqua food in them. I think next year this thing's going to be close to 80 cm. Definitely. And the body on it's just unbelievable. Absolutely perfect. Amazing. One of my favourite parts of this fish is this back end here. These scales, they're just beautiful. Almost a golden colour. Again, the body, really good body. Yeah, 85 cm, this thing's gonna look awesome. So we'll leave that one in a bowl and we'll get the other one out. That I videoed both of these last year. I think I called them the Marmite koi, because people obviously either gonna love it or hate it. And like I say, they are getting more popular. I mean, I can't understand anybody that's gonna go lizard, you know. It's a serious koi, it's got great shape, great colour, and the scalation is superb on that. So yeah, let's get another one out. Let's get the Varieties out and let's have a look. Oh wow, I must admit, I do like this fish. I'm not sure how big it's going to get in the future. It's ticking along nicely. It's got a nice shape, as you can see, and the colour, wow, yeah, I don't know what sort of colour you describe it. It's sort of black, blue, bit of grey. You know, it's got these big scales on its shoulder, and then yeah, the body's quite dark, but yeah, it stands out in the pond. And yeah, these really are the sort of varieties that seem to be getting really popular like this. I just think getting the right ones, I keep saying it, but getting ones that's going to grow to how I want them, I think you're going to have to be really selective. This one's getting there. I bought it as Tosai. I say it's now up to 60 odd cm. I think maybe next year again, get the numbers of the fish down in the pond. I think these are top of the game in terms of unusual varieties. But how many of these varieties, how can I say? I think to get a good one is very difficult, and you've got to buy the right one, obviously, to start off with. I think there's lots of these around that are very average, but I think to get a good one is possible. But I think you've got to be really picky on what you're selecting, and they definitely don't come cheap. So it looks like they've both grown 4-5 centimetres this summer, or last summer. This one's now 60, 63, 64-ish. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So I suppose a few years ago, when you look at varieties like this, they didn't exist. Well, I don't think they did. They've been keeping koi probably 20 odd years now. And you can see the Japanese are messing with breeds and varieties and crossing over different stuff to get these unusual varieties. You only got to look at stuff like golden corn, all these Varieties things. I keep calling them karaoke. But yeah, Varieties, they seem to be getting really popular. And you can see why. You know, I've got some small ones growing on in the outdoor pond. And I did nearly buy a bigger one this year to be kept in Japan to be grown on. But in the end, it didn't quite happen for a couple of reasons. But I'm certainly going to be looking for some more. I think they're wicked. I just hopefully they ain't going to become too popular that the prices of them are going to go crazy. So I think what we'll do is we'll put those back while we've got the bowl out. I'm going to get one of my rather interesting Makashi out. And let's see if she's grown, because I think she has, because she's looking pretty awesome. Wow, this thing's looking insane. And it's really tidied up a lot from last year. I'll stick the video on, but last year it had a lot of white dots on its face. Maybe to see the quality of this fish, you've got to see it in a bowl. I hope it comes out on the camera. But yeah, it's beautiful here. Absolutely stunning. She's about 79 centimetres last year. We'll have a little check up in a minute. Yeah, she's looking really good. A beautiful white tail. Just wish they'd swim in the middle of the bowl. Come on, out you go. There you go. Body's really strong on this to get big. How big? Wow. I think certainly close 95, 100 cm easy on this fish. As it gets a little bit older, it's only 5. Let's give it a measure. So I've had the fish 2 summers. It was 72, 73 cm when I bought it as a Sansai. 4-year-old it was upper 70s. And at 5, now she's 81-ish. So while we're at it, let's head over to the outdoor pond, leave those beef for a bit, and let's go and have a little check up on the Sansai Chagoi that we've been growing on, and I'll show you 1 or 2 little babies as well that's currently growing on in the outside pond. There we go. I've currently got, as you can see, the old polycarb on, keeping them nice and warm. The air source peat pump set these at 16 cm currently. And all my little ones are going to stay in here now, so they get a bit more chance to get some pellets. And as you can see, they're looking pretty cool. This one, although I think his male is stunning, this orange Arioki, let's take this off. There they are. So yeah, I don't know if you can see the little orange one, but steady on. Got some pellet. You not having any food yet? Can wait. Oh, imagine that at 80 cm. Cool. There's another little one, look. Give him a bit of the new koi food while we're at it. I certainly love this. These are going to be huge in here next year. These chags are going to be enormous. Yeah, there's the fish, the baby fish outside. Let's come back in here out that wind because it's a little bit nippy. So yeah, we started off asking ourselves, why are the unusual varieties becoming so popular? And personally, I think it's down to a couple of main reasons. A, there's a lot more of them about. I think there's a lot more casual koi keepers in the hobby these days. Not so many people want to show fish, but a lot of people want to keep fish. I think the guys that really like to show koi are going to show the Go Sankey. I think that's just it's just what they are. They're passionate about them, those varieties. I think idiots like me that like growing unusual stuff, I think for me, I've done the koi show scene in the early days, and I still took all this sort of rubbish. To be fair, I never took many kahakus and stuff and sankis. And yeah, I just think they're becoming more popular. I think there's more of them. I think they're easier to keep within reason, and I think they're easier to grow. I still think getting a real good one, you've still got to have the quality. I think there's lots of oddballs out there, but I think to get a real good one is still not easy. And I think that's what I keep looking for, is to find one that will be special. It will get to 80 cm. It's going to have the body. It's going to have that real vivid colour, the scale pattern, etc. And it will look incredible in a bowl, rather than just a standard run-of-the-mill sort of ghost carp sort of thing, I suppose, is the best way. And plus, they've got to grow. Anything, for me, it's all about growing a fish. If they're going to peak out at 45, 50 cm at 5 years old, then they're going to get moved on. They've got to be able to get to 80 cm. Doesn't matter what they are. If they're not going to get to 80 cm, they can go. I haven't got a small pond. The small fish just look lost. So the bigger the fish, obviously they're going to look a bit better. But what I will say is, anybody that comes to my pond, the first fish they point at, mainly people that don't keep fish, is they point at all the Arioki, the linear that we've just had out, the Macashes. They all point at them and go, wow, look at them, they're stunning. You know, the Tansho shower that I've got, people don't really recognise, you know, even though it's stunning. And we will get that out at some stage and have a check up on that one, because it is beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. Certainly food for thought. So, talking about food for thought, this is the new Aloe Aqua koi food. For those that have been following my channel will know that I've been feeding this food for about the last 18 months, and I must admit I've had super results on it. For those that haven't heard of a company called Aloe Aqua, they're a German company that produce masses of tons of fish food for different varieties of fish. And they have seen a gap in the market to produce a high quality koi pellet for research systems and koi ponds like this. This food is going to be available in March in 20 kilo bags, 3 kilo bags and 1 kilo bags. It's going to be called Superior. It's going to have a brand new packaging that's all ready to go. And honestly, guys, this food is going to be great. And I believe it's going to take the UK market by storm. Not just because it's superior quality, but I also think the price on this is going to be really good. You're going to get the same quality food, but paying a lot less than what you do for some of these foods produced in, say, Japan, for instance. I mean, when you think about it, this food's coming from Europe straight to one distributor in England. There's nobody really cutting lots of different pieces out of the cake, taking the money out of the food that you as a koi hobbyist then have to pay for to get a sack of good quality food for your fish. So this pellet is going to be available on a website called koifishfeed.com. The website's going live, I believe, early March. And yeah, so keep an eye on that. And I'm sure you're going to be really surprised at how good this food is. So give it a try. Again, anybody wants to send me a message and ask me about the food, any other questions, I can drop you a message and reply to you. But yeah, Aloe Aqua Superior food available this March in the UK. So what are your favourite varieties? Obviously what I like is behind me, single coloured fish, big fish, and anything strange. But yeah, in the comments below, let me know what your favourite variety is. List them 1 to 3. Just be interesting to see how many go for the single coloured stuff or the Go Sankey. So on the next video, I think I'm going to have a Chagoi bowl up. Yeah, maybe net all my 4, 3 and 5 year old chags. We'll have a good measure up. Hopefully they'll all fit in the little kids swimming pool. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, then give us a like and subscribe, please. It does help the channel and helps me build it and helps me know that you guys want to watch some more videos. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time. That's the Chagman out.